What's going on, guys? Got my good mic back out, so hopefully this sounds good. We'll give a shout out to my wife for allowing me to come in and stream with you guys. Awesome. Oh, good, good. I was wondering because I didn't get a chance to double check my filters from this mic to my last mic. Should be good. I'm missing one driver that should add kind of like layers to your voice, which makes it sound a little bit, more lively. But I figured it'd be okay. It's a snowball, so this one should work good. I was trying hard to use this cheapy. I love these earbuds that I have. I love them. But yeah, the mic I tried to use it. Makes terrible recording. So I'm like, all right, fine, bust out the snowball. So yeah, cool. I'm excited, guys. I knew this was coming down the pipeline. I knew Borf Switch was busting his tail on it. I didn't realize he was this close. That's so awesome. We're here. We're ready to make some custom indicators. This is really going to be a game changer for y'all because this was a game changer for me, and I've been spoiled with this capability now for, goodness, I would bet it's been over a year. Maybe somewhere around there. So cool. I'm just rambling a little bit, pass a little more time, let a few more people in, but yeah, man, we're gonna get started here soon. Start checking some stuff out. How's the music level compared to my voice? I don't want to drown myself out. I turned it down a little bit. Hopefully all good. We'll get started in just a second here. A little bit more. Hopefully it's hard to know on this end, because no matter how I change the streaming stuff, it's the same in my ears. But I just really got so used to music, playing while I work. So that's what I do all day. Work, listen to music. I've been invited to another server. Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but I get spammed all day. Come join my pump server. No. How about that? No. No pump server. Been there, done that. Hardly hear me. Well, let me check some filters real fast. Since I did mess with them, I shouldn't have messed with them. Okay, how about that? Sorry guys, I usually don't adjust volume on stream, but I know that just made a huge difference. Cool. That's good to hear. Yeah, usually I do a sound check. I didn't do a sound check today. Hopefully my voice is pretty flat. Cool. Oh, let's get this going. All right, so Today we're going to be focusing on the indicators, right? You guys being able to send your own custom indicators in. And I believe we are going to be looking at 25 indicators per person to start with, because obviously we have servers up in the cloud, and that's where we hold all of this information. And it's a lot. So it's good. Yeah, I had to switch. I sorry about the last stream. The volume was terrible. It was really my microphone. I was trying so hard to use my most comfortable set, which I'm using now, but I turned off the actual mic and then I got my snowball out. So yeah, it should sound a lot better. I'll probably just do this from now on. So yeah. So this is something I've been doing for a while. This is how I built the bots. This is how I custom trade, like, you know, like trading when I'm not there. I mean, you guys get it. You know, you guys have been using the bot and it makes sense to you. So what I'll start with actually is Luna, right? Because we do have the Luna bot out there. I put that out for people to check it out. Now, what happened over here, right, is my indicator did not fire because of this wick right here, because it only wicked over. It actually didn't close. So I did change the way my the way it feeds the indicator, so that way the next time it wicks, it will go off and it will fire. Because, you know, I'm okay with missing trades, but at the same time I'm not. But, you know, good night, you know. Really? Did we have to miss that short? Because it really would have shorted right here. That's okay. That's no big deal. That happens. The idea is just to be ready for the next one. So I'm going to remove all drawings on this. Okay, so I'm going to try to do the best I can to explain all this. So we have our bot. We have a bot that, you know, we set a trigger. This is our trigger. Okay? Crossing the EMA sends in the actual script, right, that we get from our website. All right. So when you come here and let's see. So, oops, that's actually the label. So this is actually new now. I've been using this, so we could, like, you know, label it so that way when it hits, you know, our stuff, there that is, you know. Wow, that makes a lot of sense. If you guys get what I'm saying. So when we build this, webhook settings, there it is, webhook message. This is what I'm talking about, right? So let's just say I copy this. Let's come back to the chart. And actually what I want to do is drop some text in here, right? Now, of course, this is not a real trade, guys, so, you know, it's not even the right coin, but I'm just doing it as an example, right? So what we got going here is we're going to have a trigger on the 3-hour EMA for Luna, right? We have that set up. So when we come here and we go, let's say, you know, we cross down, we're going to short, okay? So we're going to pretend that that says short. But this is where this sits, okay? This is the script, all right? Now, what ends up happening when we add a confirmation, right? Confirmation 1. I know a lot of you guys already understand this, but, you know, let's go with the 24-minute. Well, since we're talking about a short, let me just make the example make sense, right? Bearish momentum, boom. Value, I want it to be set to true, right? We're going to do webhook. We're going to come down, look at this, copy. This is nice. And so let me come here, hit this. paste, bam. Okay, so now we have 24-minute bullish momentum. So how that happens is we are actually feeding bullish, momentum into our database. Okay, and so when this script fires, the bot goes to the database and it asks, is this indicator there, right? Is this custom indicator there? And if it's true and it's there, it will take the trade. If it's false, it'll stay out of the trade, right? Because let's say we hit this and this was just like, on the 24-minute was looking super bullish and on the momentum. So we would just say like, don't take the trade. But if it's looking like bearish momentum, then we want to, right? That makes sense. So now you guys have an opportunity to start doing your own custom indicators, right? So for example, like on my Luna, actually, I have to go over all this stuff. Here, let me just remove drawings. Let's pull this out. So what I did, okay, is I put this special indicator on when Luna crosses down the EMA 200 on the 3-hour. So as soon as this crosses down, this kicks in, right? This sends a indicator in, and it's called CD down, okay? And it's just, the name of it is EMA down, right? And then this is going to live for 10 hours inside the system, okay? So I hope that makes sense. We cross here, okay? And for the next 10 hours, this sits in the database. And so when we go to the 12-minute on Luna, nope, sorry, 6-minute on Luna. There we go. I can see them over here. The 6-minute on Luna. Set chart. Let's go way back, right? I'm not exactly sure where that was, but let's just say it was back here, right? Let's just say about here is where it crossed down. I have it set up on the next blood diamond to actually take my trade. Okay, and you see my script here, right? It's gonna sell Luna. Let me pull this out. Let me do a copy. Let me do text. Let me drop the text. Let me drop it in there for you. Let's blow it up a little bit. The orange is kind of, how about white? Yeah. There we go. Okay. All right. So on the next blood diamond, this script is going to run, and it's going to make a sell, so it's going to sell short on Luna. I'm going to mark it in. A lot of times when I do Autobots, I mark it in and limit out. I let the fees kind of balance themselves out the best they can. But you see down here, required indicators, the EMA down, CD down, right? So what I'm looking at here is if this is sitting in the database and we hit a blood diamond, my bot is going to trade because it sees this indicator here. That's what allows me to filter multiple time frames. So you can trade multiple time frames with your own custom indicator. And just to give some examples of stuff that I've done, like the 1 hour green and red, right? So if I'm looking to take a long, I'm probably going to be looking to be in the green on the 1 hour, right? So right here, my Autobot would take longs, my scalping bot, right? It would stop taking trades here. It would start to take trades again here, and it would trade all of this, right? And then it would stop taking longs here, okay? And so, for example, you could create a bot that says, on the 1 hour, if the price action is above the 200 and we have green money flow, I'm going to take longs. When I'm under the 200 and the money flow is red, I will take shorts. Okay? Because I'm just going to tell you from my experience, when you have like a bot, an Autobot especially, Autobots are mathematically dumb, so they only do what you tell them to do, right? So they're like, oh, look, blood diamond, go. You know, they're just very like, you know, this is how you make them smart, right? And this is actually something, you know, I've done with bots that has increased the close rate dramatically. Yes, I won't be taking shorts this entire time. And yes, there's a good short here. There probably a good short there. And there was a great short right here. But you know what? I didn't short here. I didn't short here. I didn't short here. I did. And I know you guys, especially those of you who have been doing this for a while, when we're trending up, you end up getting a lot of false shorts, you know, because there's a lot of bearish momentum, but the move isn't done yet, you know, like it starts on the lower time frames. You start seeing bearish momentum, bearish momentum, bearish momentum, but we just keep pumping. Money is just flying in. It's going to keep going. So that's just something I do. So how would you do that, right? Which is what you guys are trying to figure out. So let's remove all these drawings. Let's just say I want to do that. I want to come, you know, I guess these are indicators that you guys use. You know, I'll just show you how to do it, right? So that way you understand, and then you can take this, you can apply it to any indicator. You know, you could come in here and, you know, you could do like CryptoVac, right? And I could decide to do stuff, you know, for CryptoVac. You know, I could take CryptoVac and I could say only when, you know, the MACD, or only when the RSI is crossing, or only when it's above or below this indicator, or only when there's a crossover, and, you know, there's different things like that that you can do. So you can customize this. And my favorite thing is you go to the bigger time frames. You can set your, you know, more of like your environmental cues is kind of what I call it, right? Like above the 200, we're looking pretty bullish here, you know? So you could set up something, you know, when we're above the 200 on the 4 hour, you know, that you're really only hunting longs. You kind of do miss these opportunities for, you know, these bigger shorts here, but, you know, however you want to filter it, right? So let's go back to the 1 hour on Luna, and let's set an indicator for money flow, right? Let's do that, because I mean, this is a perfect example. You know, you would have been longing here, you would have been longing here and here, right? So that was just an example. I just wanted you guys to understand you can use whatever indicator you can search up and find. I was just seeing if there was a Big Daddy, you know, but you can do like, what is it? Lonesome the Bear has a bunch of stuff. So you can do anything you want. I do have my favorites. So what I'm going to do here, right, is I'm going to come here, I'm going to add an alert. And this is honestly where it does get tricky, and this is where I would say you need to set it up on the 15-second. You need to set it up on the, well, if you have a premium account, you can set up on lower time frames. Go to the 1 minute, set these bots up and test them, right? You want to make sure your indicators work, because I'm going to explain what some of these mean and how they work and how sometimes they don't. All right. So let's go back to the 3 hour, right? No, we were on the 1 hour. Sorry. The 1 hour. Okay. So you can just say once per bar close. We're going to do, so if I want green money flow, right? I'm going to greater than. So money flow is greater than the value of market cipher B 0 line. Okay. So you guys get that. Every single time a bar closes, it's going to send an alert saying, hey bro, where are we, right? So if you read this, it says the alert will be triggered every time the condition is met, but no more than once per minute. A lot of times that's what I use. Sometimes once per bar will work. The problem with once per bar, and this is actually the problem I had with that 3-hour wick. Let me come back over here to my short that I missed, which is fine. I'm okay with it. I'm slowly telling myself I'm fine. I'm okay with it. It's no big deal. Just didn't get it. But anyway, because it wicked here, it never actually considered that a cross, right? Once per bar close, it definitely, because it just crossed, it didn't close above. It would have had to come above and below, okay? So sometimes what happens, you can get like a false reading, right? It'll come up, it'll trigger that it's above, and then it comes down in the same candle. Okay, so now it thinks it's above, but then you've gone up and down on the same candle, and you put, once per candle. So right here, seriously, guys, pay attention to this, because this is really important, because I've had bots break, and I'm like, why? This is why. So we need to ignore this candle. We're going to have to pretend that candle didn't hit. Actually, it doesn't matter, because they'll both break it. So price comes up. It says once per bar. It sends you, and it says, hey, man, the price action is above the 200, right? So good. Now we're looking for longs, and in the same exact candle, it came straight back down, right? But it's only once per bar, so it's not going to send your signal again. Hopefully that makes sense to you, right? So when it comes down, you don't get that signal. And then if it stays down, this whole time, your bot thinks, because of the way you set it up, that, the price action's still above, right? Because it's mathematically dumb. Okay, so what you would need to do on something like this is you could do once per bar close, okay, but you're going to miss these wicks. You don't get these wicks, all right? Doesn't happen. You could do, sometimes on these bigger stuff like this, if I'm doing a specific trading, I'll hit only once. And if it just and it's done, I just leave it, and then I'll turn it back on myself. It kind of helps you through something like this, where it's just like, bam, 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 like slapping the line over and over again. So you can do that as well on like bigger stuff. But, you can also do once per minute. You can do once per bar close, right? Like I said, it never would have fired here because it never closed above, and it technically closed under, but it would have closed under over here. This was actually the short I did take because it closed. I came down. I think I took like 1 or 2 take profits here, and then when we came back up, it just wicked me out right here in my stop loss, which was fine because it was in profit. So I would really check this. That's why I always say go to your lower time frames, set up your auto bot on the test net, and just make sure that it actually functions the way you want, because it's not as clear cut as it seems. The once per bar, the once per minute, and all this stuff, right? So if I wanted to say on the 1 hour, sorry, I'm just trying to explain things. It's kind of hard. I'm used to all this being in my head. Right? So we're only going to take Luna longs on the 1 hour when we're green. Okay? So money flow greater than on Market Cipher B 0 line. Hopefully that makes sense. Market Cipher B money flow is greater than Market Cipher B 0 line. So we got our 0 line. So as long as we're greater than, we're good. Okay? I'll need to ask Borf Switch, but everybody should have an indicator script, and you'll be able to send those to your specific database. And this is just where you give it whatever you want, right? Like, here's 1 hour money flow. As you see, I do this, right? Up. So this is obviously one you don't have to do because we already have it built in, right? But So I would take the script, okay? I would copy these in. We should make a few example scripts for everybody. So Luna. So I'm saying my symbol is Luna, right? And my name of this is MF 1 hour, okay? So there's your 1 hour. And then the value of that is MF red, okay? And time to live, very long. We'll just say that, okay? All right, so on this one, I really don't mind if it wicks a little bit here and there because the next bar close, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be fine. I just have these on once per bar close. Unless they wick up and down, so once per minute. So let's do once per minute. I think that's how I have these set up. I have too many. Once per bar. Ah, that's right. So that way it hits right away. Okay. So this one in specific, this is what I would do, right? Okay, this is the movement, so that's different. So I'm going to go back to the once per minute on that, right? This is actually measuring money flow movement, so it needs to be a little bit quicker. All right, so the name of my indicator is MF red, or MF 1 hour, right? And it's going to be for this specific. I know this is going to get really confusing. I'm going to do my best, guys. So, control all. Let's bring that back. Okay. So, boom. Okay. Under Luna, we're going to have the name of your indicator, and then we're going to have the value that you're going to assign to that name under that coin for the time being, right? So when I set this backwards to MF green, okay, which is actually what this technically should be, right? Oh no, what are you doing? So MF GREN. All right, there we go. So hope you guys are following. Okay. When this comes in and price is below, this is the value you have assigned to MF 1 hour HR for Luna, right? So when you send another indicator, because I mean, look how long this lasts forever. So if you never send a different value to that indicator, it's going to stay this value forever, right? But when the money flow crosses over into the green, you want it to send this, because it'll say, hey, Luna, you know, the indicator of MF red HR, your new value is now green. So when you build your script, you can add required indicators, MF 1 hour, MF green, right? Or if you're taking shorts, you can add the red. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. I'll kind of pause just for a second. If it says null, it means there's nothing there, right? It means, like, you know, let's just say I did this and it lasts 9 seconds. Okay, and then this times out, and then it drops from the database, and then you try and hit it, and then there's nothing there under Luna, under this name. Or let's just say you accidentally, like, oh, that's a different name, you had a typo. It's going to say null because it doesn't know. So sometimes we send so many alerts from TradingView that they pause our alerts. It's kind of, it's random, and it's not really, like, doesn't happen that often, but once in a while that happens. And so they'll pause our alert, so it ends up being null. But yeah, I don't know if we can, like, call them and say, hey, don't ever pause my alerts. They say they do it for your benefit, but hopefully that makes sense, right? So if I wanted to say, hey, Luna, when you are 200 EMA EMA on the 1 HR, on the 1 hour. And I want to say when you are above that, I want you to take longs, right? So I could add this required indicator to longs. All right, and then obviously this would be the 200 EMA 1 hour down here, and then I would put below. And then I would come in here and say, okay, well, when Luna is less than the EMA 200, I want it to send below. And then I would change the name to the 200 EMA 1 hour, right? I usually try to put enough information that I can recognize it, you know, so I know what it is. But if I have, let's say I do this, right? Let's say I do ape, right? These are the same names, but that's okay because in our database, Luna is an identifier, and underneath Luna, we're going to have indicators for Luna, right? And then we're going to have the value of those indicators. And these values could be anything. You could literally do anything. I don't really know. I don't know. I would just stick with a name. I could put that testing, and then I could put this one and come in here and do not testing, right? And as long as my, oh, let's see, I typo. I'm the worst typist there ever is, ever was, ever will be. As long as this matches my script, it could be Chewbacca, right? It could be anything. Doesn't matter. As long as it matches your scripts and it puts it in the database correctly with the correct indicators. So this is where I am like so stoked for you guys to be able to do this, because this is what's going to allow you to build whatever strategy you want on whatever indicators you want and create whatever kind of Autobot that you want that will hopefully do what you tell it to. That's why it's an educational bot. That's why we paper trade with it. You definitely need a lot of testing before you just run off with it. We always paper trade anyway, so feel free to put questions in there. When you click create, the confirmation will populate and then the bar. Yes, exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over now. So these are, I know that's kind of hard for you guys to read, but right now these are my active alerts for Luna, right? I actually slimmed up this account. I got 276 alerts on this one. It's actually not bad. It's pretty good. I figured out a way I could slim the slim down account or alerts, so I was able to delete a bunch. But here's my alert log for everything. This is just for Luna. Like, this is how we keep everything up to date. This is how we make trading decisions based on our database. So let's see. So a lot of people have asked about Market Cipher SR, right? Let's go ahead and drop A, right? So these are the kinds of things you could start to, think about, right? If you want to, like, when you get a retest, you could, once you get like a certain amount of these stop, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you could do logically with this, with backtests and retests and, all kinds of stuff. I'm just trying to think of some of the ones that I actually have running. I've looked into Market Cipher SR, but I have not actually built one. So some of the things I'm thinking are future add-ons that I know are coming but aren't there yet. Let's see. Let's add an alert. Let's see what kind of stuff we have, right? So this is the Market Cipher SR. And oops, let me go back to that SR. We got a pivot high, pivot low, center range. Cipher resistance, Cipher support, and the VWAP. So you could set up anything on any of these, and if you want to know where the VWAP is, if it's above or below or moving up, moving down, right? Moving up percentage. And if we're moving up, like, I don't know what would be a good number, 3 in the past 2 bars, you know, you could send this in, and your bot could be looking for longs when you have the VWAP starting to move up, a certain percentage in however many bars that you choose on whatever time frame that you choose, right? Okay, so someone asked about the bullish and bearish momentum. Yes, actually, I'll go over that real quick. Let's drop this on the chart. All right, a lot of people get confused with these triangles. All these triangles are saying is where the bot is looking bearish versus bullish, right? So depending on the settings you have, I hope my settings are on default. Defaults, reset, let me just make sure. Okay. So if I take a trend line and we drop it here, okay? Because as the bot looks back 50 bars, it's going to follow this for 50 bars. And it's going to trade if the momentum is coming up, okay? So I think we added like right here because the momentum dropped down. If it's not at enough angle, okay? If it's like kind of down here and it's not really enough angle, then it's not going to see that as bullish. It's going to have to really be pulling up, right? So as we're going, it's going to see all of this as bullish until we hit 25. Once we hit the 25 mark, about right here, it's going to cut off, okay? And the reason why is because me longing right here, well, really all the way out here, I'm okay. I don't want to long from here. I don't want anything above we get up here. I'm not looking to long anymore. Either I've gotten in or I don't want the move, right? So that's really how that works. So it really just simply watches the momentum. As long as it looks back and it finds the lowest point in 50 bars and then starts to track. And as long as momentum is moving down, same thing until it hits the 25 bar mark, it's going to see it as bearish. But as soon as we hit that 25, it's going to shut off. So those were just the settings I had, the best luck with. This is actually now you guys will be able to set your own momentum settings. You can pull up any momentum indicator. I know there's a bunch of them out there. I've got them. I almost have them all. I've got everything from Liberator to Fu Manchu. People have asked me a lot about Fu Manchu. You could use Super Kitties. Money Strength. So this is actually one I found that they were discontinuing, and I snatched it before they discontinued it, and we copied the code because it was open source. And I just really wanted to give, and I just have respect for the Market Cipher guys. They did such a really good job on this. So, and hey, I can come in here and I can add my alerts, and you guys can add your own custom alerts now, right? I can come in here and market cipher. I could do moving up percentage on blue wave, or I could do, you know, moving up period, right? I could say moving up 5 in the past 4 bars, right? Light blue wave moving up. That can be your momentum indicator. You could actually build your own custom one. We're going to keep ours. We're going to have our standards. Those standards have worked very well for me. So that's kind of why they're the defaults. But some people's trading strategies will be different than mine, and we wanted to give you guys a way to like customize it however you wanted. You know, you can pick your top 3 to 5 coins, whatever you want. You could, you know, post, you know, put your own indicators on them, whatever time frames you want. So I'm going to take a second. I'm going to read through the chat. I don't want to not answer somebody's questions. Let me see. You guys can hear me better. That's great. I scrolled all the way back. Crypto Tom says perfect. He must be talking about my hair. Oh, I don't have video. Never mind. That joke landed flat. Better than the last stream. Yeah, I know, man. Don't judge. I'm just kidding. Newbie here. Been trading for about a year. When it comes to the bot, talk to me like I'm a kid. I hear that. I've been using the bot for a while, and that's the way I want someone to explain it to me. So let us know specific questions you have about it, and I'll be glad to answer them. Let's see. Do we need to buy a market site for the bot? No, I should have just answered that. That's what my alerts are set on, which are set to public, and you guys can use them. But I basically just watch the momentum. I watch the money flow. Watching the EMA on the 1 hour, and there's some other ones in there. We have them posted. You'll be able to see those. You can use. You don't have to use Market Cipher B. I do recommend it. Yes, CryptoVac. Yes, you can do that as well. Where do you get that CryptoVac? That is SuperKitty. You have to go to SuperKitty's Discord, and you'll have to request it directly from her. And you can say Jay sent you. Right? You just go to SuperKitty's Discord. So, anyway, no, it's not free. Okay, unfortunately, there's no options in the indicator to trigger when slow ATR, red ATR, green, null. Yeah, if you give me a little more information, maybe we can look at it. So when you create a confirmation, it will populate in the bot under confirmations. Yes, that's what it's going to do. So, can you define how the bot, we went over that. If you're having problems catching longs, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, when I first started, I was like, I want the 1 hour bullish, I want the 24-minute bullish, I want the 12 bullish, and I want the 6 bullish. Well, unless all of those time frames line up, I was going to miss that trade. So a lot of times I favor the 12, and if the 12 is bullish, I'm happy. You know, maybe I'll add money flow on a much lower time frame, like the 3-minute. You know, but yeah, I try to keep mine more simple, and I look at if it's a scalp or a swing, you know, because if it's a big swing and we're hitting like a massive weekly, daily level with, you know, like a golden pocket, then yeah, I'm gonna come to the 1 hour and I'm gonna want to see that divergence. And then 12-minute is where I'll try and enter. Let's see. I've tried to join multiple confirmations into one alert, like MF down, VWAP, small red dot, printing. Yes, that is very possible. Yep, that's exactly what I do. For example, the 1 hour. This is why I talk about this specifically. got a bot that, you know, would long anything above the 200 and would short anything below the 200, right? With green money flow and, you know, red money flow, you know, respectively, right? For shorts, red; for longs, green. Okay, that's on the 1 hour. So I have all those confirmations built in, right? So where did you go? Okay, here you are, right? So I have the, for shorts, I have the EMA. Oops. Below. Okay, I have the 1 hour money flow red, right? You know, I have not traded any ape coin yet. Don't judge me, I just haven't traded it. So I would have these in there, right? So the 200 EMA needs to be this and below, and then the 1 hour needs to be red. Well, technically, it would be MF red, but anyway. Like I said, it doesn't matter what you name it as long as it matches. So if I drop that in my script on a 12-minute blood diamond, right? Let's just like take that and delete this, right? Let's go look right here. Okay. 12-minute. There we go. Oh, so blood diamonds. So if I'm going to do blood diamonds, for example, I need to pull these up, right? So on this, I would start looking at blood diamonds, okay? I would have shorted these blood diamonds right here. Short, right? Probably punch into some profit and got stopped out. Possibly punch into profit, got stopped out. Okay, if I had anything left over, obviously that would be a good short. Blood diamonds do print one candle later, but there's a scalp, right? I mean, it's almost 2%, a little over 2%, right? So that one I would have shorted because I'm shorting all this. Some of this where the money flow comes way up, it might have been filtered out. But, you know, here's another one that, you know, I would have shorted almost 4. You know, here's another one I would have bought in. It would have taken profit because, you know, I'm not asking for a lot on scalps. So that's how I filter this stuff out, right? I mean, I just filtered a lot of price action out just by doing this, right? Because I want to take every blood diamond when money's red and, you know, stuff like that, right? I don't want to take every single one because this leg over here where we're getting all these longs, I'm just going to get wrecked on blood diamonds. So I don't even want to be over here. I don't even want to be trading, right? Unless it dropped below the 200 on the 1 hour and stuff like that. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to join. Yeah, so you should definitely be able to do that, right? And yeah, so that's an option. And that's how you can combine. I mean, you could get to where you're like filtering all kinds of stuff out, but it gets kind of hard to figure out what's best. But you can do RSI crosses. You could say, you know, if I get a green diamond or a green diamond, if I get like, you know, if you get like a green dot with the RSI in this position or in this area, or if the RSI taps the 100, if it like comes all the way up and hits the 99, you know, next blood diamond you could trade, right? You could trade. And how you would do that, right, is like, let's just say that's what we wanted to do. Now, I've never looked at this bot before ever. Let's say if it comes up and it taps the 95, 90, 99, whatever, you know what I'm saying? This RSI comes all the way up. I could set something here, right? Market Cipher, yep, B. Let's see. I believe crossing the value I want. Let's just do the regular RSI. The 98, right? Excuse me. And I want to do, if you do once per minute, it might fire every single time, maybe just once per bar. As soon as it hits it, you know it's done, right? Indicator, you know, you give it a name. 99 RSI, that doesn't matter. That's just for trading view. Then you're going to want to pull this out, right? And you're going to want to say, copy this, dude, and paste in here. What did I say? 99. So the name is 99 RSI. Right, what are we on? We're on the 12 minute. Okay. And then the value is whatever you want. So RSI go. Okay. Now, this is where you could say, once I hit the RSI like that, okay, how long do I want to wait until I get a short confirmation, right? Until I get momentum going down, you know, a little bit? Or do I want to wait for a blood diamond? And how long do I want to wait? I hope that makes sense, right? So let's say if I just wanted to wait like, I don't know, 15 minutes. I think that's 15 minutes. 36. We'll just say 36,000 seconds. I'm not quite sure how long that is. It might be a few hours. Then that's what it's going to be, okay? So these are your options that you're going to choose on the website, right? So it would be like RSI go. Okay. And for this one, I believe it would actually be RSI go. Okay. Or you could just do true and false. That's probably really what this one should be. Almost doesn't matter, but true. Okay. So when you get a blood diamond, as long as it is within this amount of time that you've hit this high-end RSI, it'll take a trade, right? So that's something you could build. And this is my favorite part of this kind of stuff. I come to the 1 hour. I can set up my RSI here, right? If I hit, you know, super high or super low RSI, then the next, like, you know, short symbol on a lower time frame, like the 6 minute, I'll take it. Okay. All right, let's see. Can you define how the bot reads? Okay. So I hope I explained that, where you can make all these confirmations into one script. When J trades are going to be available, or if they still have to copy and paste the scripts to create alerts. Right now, you just need to, you know, keep copying and pasting. But yeah, that's coming. I mean, you guys see, you know, Morph Switch don't play around, so he's very, very, very skilled. Where do we find that script? I'm going to do some. I'll make a new channel and I'll have just some. You know what? I'll do it right now. Oh, I'm in Super Kitties. All right. So let's clone this channel right here, and let's call it Confirmations. Information examples. I know, super creative. Okay, create channel. Someone fix my spelling if it's wrong. So here's an example. Here, let me copy. These are just examples, right? And let me do the 3 based on that. There we go. You guys are patient with me. Tell you what. And I'm just getting some of these in. So these are just example scripts, but you guys kind of get the idea. Oops, paste, there we go. And what I'm going to do on this one is just do false. And true. And what I'm going to call this name, let's call it the 99 RSI. So really what you would do is you would call it the upper, right? RSI upper. Something like that. So that way you know what it is, right? Oops, I'll go back. Okay, come down here. There we go. Boom. So now you guys got some example scripts in there. Yeah, I mean, as a community, once we all get really good at this, this is the kind of stuff that's just gonna like make some killer Autobots. And then our goal is to have, you know, like subscription-based options, you know, where you can choose to subscribe to the J trades. You can choose to subscribe to the, you know, super sauce scalper, which, you know, was doing really well. We got work in the bull market. Man, that bot just destroyed everything. It was awesome. We're trying to work on the bear. That's why it's like kind of, it's just slowed down. You know, we're still just trying to figure out the bear. The bear market's so much harder. But yeah, bull market's working great. So I'm not exactly sure where the confirmations will be. Oh, my confirmations. Boom. So there you go. That's probably where they're going to be, right? And then we're going to have the community confirmations. You know, see how mine say public? You know, your guys' should say private, right? But pretty much all the confirmations I use are public. There's only a few I think I'm still using that are... Oh no, actually I think I made everything open to you guys, so... There might be one or two lingering that I'm just not remembering, but... But yeah, this is like after you watch those videos on YouTube of like, hey, if you look at the 1 hour EMA and it crosses the, you know, the 50 and the 20 do a backflip and then they spin over top of each other, then the next, you know, 12-minute RSI divergence with the 6-minute blood diamond you short, you know, like all those crazy things, you know, they're like, look at this close, you could try it. You know, you could build that into your bot. I would say there are some limitations, but as you see, this just opened up a whole like list of opportunities for you guys to trade with. I mean, you can build some of this stuff, you know, and it's pretty awesome. And as long as you keep your R&R and your mathematics the way it's supposed to be, this should be like kick butt, man. So, you know, so this, I mean, this is why I've been so about the bot, you know, because like I said, I've had, you know, these capabilities for a long time, and yeah, it's just done very well for me. You know, I just worked a job where I knew how to trade, but I just didn't have time. And you know, I'm like, how do I do this? I can make a bot that auto trades that does this, this, and this. I was like, but how do I make an auto bot that I can set it up, but then it checks? You know, it looks at the momentum first, and then I'm like, well, what if it looks at the money flow? And I'm like, oh, what about the VWAP and RSI and EMAs? And yeah, here we are. And if there's an indicator, you guys can use it, right? You could use like Bybit calculation levels, like, you know, you could use any indicator out there. I know that's actually a really complicated looking one, but I actually didn't favor it. I didn't like it. Should just go away, but whatever. Let's see. So like swing failure pattern, you know, you can get all these like crazy kind of stuff, you know, you got going on. Like, look at this one. It's got the ABC, so it has like apple, cake, and I think there's bananas. Yeah, there's bananas. You know, you could like, I mean, you can use any indicator you want as long as the indicator has, you know, stuff built in, right? You have swing failure pattern, you know, swing high failure, swing low failure, any swing failure pattern. Like, I could set alerts on all of this, right? Let's see. When do you think you'll have the 21 EMA? I'm not sure. I don't know where we are on that kind of coding side of things. I don't know where we are, right? I actually used to be able to do it, believe it or not. That was actually a function I lost that I used to have in the bot, just because of the way Bybit worked versus a different exchange that we actually had the bot built on first, which is no longer supported, but will be in the future. So, yeah, so that's coming. I would love to be able to, you know, do exactly what you're saying. You know, take my, you know, there's actually an auto fib retracement tool, right? I don't know if I have it on here right now, but you know, Wolfpack ID. Oh, this one actually is one I'm working with. Someone brought this up, saying like, how do we create, you know, like a bot that only trades on weekdays? And I found this indicator. It's called Weekend Saturday Sunday, right? And actually, I meant to check to see. What? Okay. I know this is like minimal code, and Switch will probably laugh at me, but I'm gonna copy this out so that way I have it now. Anyway, so if we were to add alerts to this, which we could do, shouldn't be that hard, then we could actually turn the bot off on weekends, right? Or I was looking at it, I'm like, maybe I'll just have the bot short on every weekend, you know, but because even sometimes during the pumps, sometimes, you know, we get a pullback, but you know, this is how you could turn your bot off on just, this is how you could filter your bot on days, right? If you only want it trading on certain days. I thought that was pretty genius, because the weekends do go flat, and you know, a lot of times the momentum just dies. You know, I think when we see stuff like this, I think this has to do with, you know, retail traders on the weekends coming in and seeing a big, you know, exciting pump, and they're like, oh, I want to get in and I want to be a part of it, you know. So, wow, that's pretty it's pretty gnarly looking. Let me get rid of that. So let's see, remove drawings. So let's see, like, here's my man David Tech, right? Let's see if this loads. This is gonna be crazy. Woo. So obviously not optimized. Let's get rid of my bananas. Get rid of market cipher A, but like, you know, you get David Tech's like custom stuff in the one, and then you can get in here and customize it, and then you can have the bot run this. But you could have the bot say, hey, before I go in on the short, am I above or below the EMA? Am I above or below this? Or, you know, you can use any indicator as long as they have alert set up, which order fills only, alert function calls. I know you can do that, right? And his alert function calls are, I know this is getting a little bit into the weeds, but I just kind of want to give you guys the opportunities. The alert function calls, I believe, is down here. Yeah. Use strategy alerts, you know, yeah. So any kind of indicator is available. Super powerful. Wait, Luna's just pumping. All right, any questions? I'm super glad you guys are stoked about learning. It'll be nice to be able to share bots and ideas and, you know, be like, oh, I'm having trouble filtering this kind of a trade out, and someone else is like, well, I've been using this on my bot and it filters that out pretty good. It'd be awesome. It'd be so awesome. I really like this 3-hour EMA trader. It's going to be super slow. A lot of people have asked me about this, and they're like, why isn't it trading? I'm like, because, you know, from here to here, which is what? How long is this? We wouldn't have traded for 43 days. But, I mean, just what I have highlighted is 80%. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to catch one of these, and boom. That's 110%. I can't even get to the top. Bam, 115. Coming off the EMA right there. You know? Anyway. Same here. I actually shorted this, but I hadn't shared it yet. And then I caught this little pump, then got stopped out, then got stopped out, and then pumped, made some money, and yeah. I think it was broken right here with that wick, but it should be fixed now. What do you mean, is it all in the Pine script? So, as far as what alerts are available, that's in whatever Pine script it is, right? Like Market Cipher A, when I come in here and I want to set an alert, oops. If I come in here and I want to set an alert, I am bound to what they allow me to set alerts on, right? But I can say like, hey, there's a yellow X, don't trade for so long, right? You know, because yellow X's can, you know, potentially mean, you know, manipulation, and they don't know where it's going. The market's just kind of funky. So you could do red X, you know, for shorts, you know, whatever they have available for you to put conditions on, or alert conditions, and then all of these kind of conditions for that, then that's what you can do. So that part is inside the Pine script, and we don't have control of that. But there are so many open source. And what I mean is, if you are a Pine scripter and you come to this EMA and you come down to source code, you can see what it is. And you can add your own alerts to it. And then you can customize it yourself, right? Obviously, you can't do that with Market Cipher. Source code is blocked because it's a private indicator. Yes, if you want to pause a bot, you can just come over here and just hit pause. Boop. Stopped manually. It'll kick back on whenever I come over here and say restart. That easy. No problem there. Or you could just, yeah, you could just pause your confirmation. You could just pause your script. Usually I pause the scripts, right? And what I mean by that is if we go to the 6 minute, I actually have my trading scripts in here. So this is the EMA swing red dot, EMA green dot trade, EMA swing blood diamond, EMA. This one actually was set up on Fu Manchu for a test. I do like Fu Manchu just because they have the gold dot, the green, the green dot, the big green dot, the small green dot, and then all that on the red dots and this and that divergences. It is convenient for setting alerts. So will our custom confirmations be added to our confirmations? Yes, they should be. This is where it's going to be in my confirmations. Yours should say private, but mine say public because I share all mine out. So for whatever coin we're on, BCT, these are the confirmations that are available on the longs. Because you see, well, actually it's showing them all. Bearish. So this is nice. Wow. This is new to me too, man. Look at that. Huh. Okay, so I can create my own confirmation. I can come in here, I can add a name. I can add options. Huh, this is interesting. Sorry, this is fascinating to me. I never did it this way. Some of this stuff's new for me. Morph switch is amazing, man. That goes out to you. Yep. So here's your indicator. What? You guys can tell I'm up to date on this, right? I've been spending time with the family and the wife, and he just like bam, he just deploys it. This is awesome. This is so awesome, guys. Wow, you can just completely customize your own confirmations. Like you can just create it and then come in here and then just copy it right out, and then you go add it to the 24-minute bearish momentum. True. Bam. TTL this long. So you can just come in here, right click, bearish momentum, and then just paste it. That's awesome. Okay. Wow, news to me. He's really trying to make things user-friendly. That's amazing. Cool. All right. Any other questions? Sure, there's a bunch. Or not, I can just ramble for a little while. I wonder what's going to happen here. It's not a very strong, it's not super strong. They're just pulling back. This is awesome. You can come in, you can design your own confirmation, and then you can just go paste it on top of your alert, and everything will match up nicely because you built it, you copied it out, it'll be in the right context. That's super cool. Everything's just looking so good. So this is actually still running, even though it says offline. It's because it's a virtual bot. These are hooked to actual accounts, and then this is one that you can subscribe to eventually. Not yet. So it's amazing. Sorry if you hear the dog barking. She's a puppy being trained. All right. Looking good. Let's see what we got. how can you have the bot pause itself? It's actually a really good question. I still hope you're still watching. Like for example, you could have come to the, like, let's just say we go the 4 hour, right? And we're like, 4 hour blood diamond, just stop trading longs for however long, right? You could simply like add an alert on this, okay? So if I come here, I go to my confirmations, and let's just pretend like one of my, like I can have an on-off confirmation. Let's actually create one, right? So I'm gonna call it trade on, right? Options is on, and then the options is off. Okay. I think, what happened? What did I do? Go back to that. Where'd it go? Come on. Trade on, options, on, off, done. Right? And then side, I can do both long and short, depending on what it is. And then I can pick my symbol of BCT, right? So on, off. Don't want to come back to this. Options. There we go. That's fine. There we go. Okay, that's how that works. Oh, good. It's private. That's good. So when you guys make one, that's what it's going to say. And I can click this. So I can go to the webhook settings, and I can pick it. So trade on, value on. Let's say, let's say off, right? Because you said you wanted to turn it off. And let's say you want to turn it off for 36,000 seconds. I think that's 15 minutes, right? So let's take it. Actually, it might be a few hours. I don't know. So we're going to take this. We're going to come back here. I'm going to add an indicator on the market cipher 4 hour blood diamond. And I would just do once per bar close on this one, right? Because we're just going to have it fire. It's one indicator. As soon as the bar closes, it confirms. I'm going to put my indicator URL, right? Because this is not the bot. This is an indicator. So there it is. I'm going to call it turn off. Okay. Then, boom, paste. Okay. So if I were to create this, if this fires, it's going to turn my bot off, right? I'm going to have this value off under trade on for 36,000 seconds. Okay. Now, that's how you can turn it off. And then how you turn it back on, you have to have something that's going to turn it back on, right? So what you can do is if your, the value's off. So actually what you could do on this one is if you want your bot to trade, I think you can change that to null. So if off is there, it'll trade, or I'm sorry, it won't trade. And then if it's there, it will. Hope that's right. Yeah, I did talk about, standing overboard switch, man, for real. Hope that made some sense on how to build indicators and stuff. We're out custom confirmations, yes. Nah, dude, you're good, man. You come on and off. Yes, I did answer the question about J trades. We're not sure. It's definitely on the higher end of the list, and Bor Switch is moving so fast on things. Some things are more complicated than we realized at first, so they do take a little bit longer, but at the rate he's doing stuff, it's not going to be very long, you know? It's going good. So, I hope that made sense. I know that's kind of hard. This is just where you got to decide, like, what indicator you want to confirm that your bot that you want it to trade. You add it in there, and then you can make your on-off switches, you can make your nulls, you can make, all kinds of different things. So a lot of times whenever I build like a custom Autobot that I want to trade, I mean, I could spend a month on it. I'll spend a week building it, and then I'll spend like, a week testing it and then critiquing it, and then another week, and then, critique that and another one. Like it definitely takes time. Some I've turned off because they were garbage, and then some worked out really well. And then the secret sauce is the one that I'm trying, that I have the most confidence in. So that's the one I'm trying to get released for everyone. So super stoked about it. You guys are amazing. Amazing group. I'll tell you what. We all going places. It's gonna be awesome. Orb switch. This is amazing. It really is. This is really coming along. Love it. Oh yes, actually I plan on making it, I really want it under 5 minutes. I wanted a video under 5 minutes on how to make it. So I'll probably like kick off, and then I'll try and do that tonight. If not tomorrow, I actually have the day off tomorrow. I had the day off today too, but it was my wife's birthday weekend, so we wanted to hang out and have a good time. So been double dipping quite a bit on the workload. It's been worth it though. Let me get rid of this. So just to recap, okay, I want to give you guys a quick recap. Confirmations are listed here. I'm gonna delete this. I don't need this. So these confirmations will be what you guys will have. The public ones are mine. And then I'm sure you probably won't see these, but you guys can still use these, obviously. You should still see them in your drop downs. But when you build new ones, you can come in here, you can create them, you can customize them, get them pasted into the right, indicators with the correct settings, as far as like once per bar, once per minute. I really recommend going down to the lower time frames. I test a lot on the 15 seconds. I know not everybody has premium, but if you can, this is great because things happen. Like, look at this. It's like a massive pump. Obviously not really, but it was great for me to, test this out and then, see how it crosses the EMAs and how the bot behaves. Obviously do this on a paper account and just make sure that, you can even put like an alert in here that just says trade short, so when it fires, like, oh, I would have taken a trade here, if my confirmations met and different things. And like I said, just be careful of the wicks. And the best one was here. My bot did not fire, but if it comes up, it could cross, and then in the same candle it comes back down. It could think that your price action is up here now because you left your alert hanging. So that's the kind of stuff that can happen inside of TradingView. So you need to be aware of that kind of stuff. I would check your confirmations every now and then. I know we do, because TradingView is not perfect, right? And no system is. So, and yeah, this is so awesome. I'm so excited for this, even for me, to be able to build new indicators. It's so much easier to do it this way. So we'll be updating docs. There's just a lot of things that we're going to be doing, so I don't want to go over the whole list. Last thing I want to say is, oh, some of you guys are talking to me. Ah, okay, okay. I see. Hold on just a second. So the options list is the old way that we used to do things. So just get rid of that, like that. There we go. You guys actually won't need these. I'm gonna delete this channel. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because they're built into your... Yeah, this channel's gone, guys. I'm sure everyone's gonna be like, where'd it go? I'll be like, no, man. Go to your webhook, because then you won't have any problems. That was just an example for the stream. We'll go with that. And yes, I will be doing a shorter video on this. But yeah, you see how this looks? This is what you're going to need. So, you guys are very welcome. We're very excited for this community. Glad you guys are here to be a part of it. It's going to be awesome. Like, for real. So... yeah, just like I said, pay attention to the way that the TradingView alerts work. Pay attention to your indicators. Make sure they're working right. I would check the values, you know. Just test them out every once in a while. Go in, fire a fake trade just to see what's going on. The bot does not work on FEMX. That'll be coming in the future. But right now we're going to stay focused on our Bybit program we got until we get things really, really, really... really accurate, really working well and well oiled, and then we'll start branching out further. You guys are very welcome. Hope it helps. Like I said, I'll make a shorter one. Oh yeah, the last thing I want to talk about real quick is our bot. The strat building. So you guys get in here and vote on your favorite strat. And I think we have like almost a winner. I'm going to have to go through all this. I was going to delete out all conversation, but I might just pull the text from this channel and then just filter it, and then, Yeah, so this is the one, right? So far, I believe the Crypto Daddy one is the one in the lead. I think we got 8 votes, and, Crypto Tom's got, what, 5? Maybe we'll have to compete the top 2. I don't know. We'll see. We got some other ones that got voted for, so... maybe what I need to do is pull these out into a different one and get them placed into a channel that you guys can vote with. Everybody wants the t-shirt idea. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, anyway, let me talk to the admins about this, because to ask you guys to scroll this far back is probably going to be kind of hard. And we'll see what we can figure out as far as getting a place for these. And what I'll do is we'll transfer the votes over, so that way they don't lose their spots. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, yeah, get into this channel, share your favorite strategies. I'm going to be running one in the next week or two. I'll get an account set up just for that. I'll do a real account, and we'll run the strat and see how it works. Maybe we'll talk about filtering this, right? 12-minute money flow up. And maybe we'll talk about like adding confirmations, but of course we're going to let Crypto Daddy tell us what works best, because it looks like he's got some DBSI trigger stuff going on too. So good stuff, guys. So anyway, thanks for swinging in. Any last minute questions? I'm going to hang out just for a minute, but I'm going to end the stream. You guys can start jumping off and get back to programming your bots and, you know, winning all these paper trades and everything. But if you got any questions, let me know before I jump off here. Super stoked. Awesome, guys. We'll see ya. You guys take care. I'll see you in the Discord.
You